When you make a phone call or you're using LTE, that's open. It's all open.
I've basically just accepted, I think a long time ago now, that there is no security. There is no privacy. I've just kind of accepted that, and there's no real way to avoid it, especially as a content creator, as someone who willingly documents and posts and live streams. Is just there's never going to be this, it's a losing battle that I admire Apple fighting, that they want to put their foot down on privacy and security, but there's really no, I can't envision a future 10, 20 years from now that has more encryption and more privacy than now. I really,
even if there was, there'd be a new way to break through it.
Yeah, I really only envision things getting worse, and as I get older, I think it's just going to get worse and worse and worse. So, yeah, if you have something with an internet connection and a microphone that has power, I would just assume it's not a private source of it.
You're bugged,
of
I'm
hardware.
bugged, we're all bugged. Because even if Apple encrypts it and secures it or what have you, your internet provider is not. People can get into that, even if it requires a password. I mean, part of the thing that I had to learn, one of the things that I actually legit learned, which was scary, as a principal in Security Plus, is how to infiltrate Wi-Fi. And how, and in one of the classes, there's ethical hacking. They call it ethical hacking because it has to be ethical. There's a class called ethical hacking, and they were in the classroom next door to us, and we knew what day what on like on Wednesday we knew what chapter they were on, because that was the day that they hacked our classroom and started messing with our speakers and playing YouTube videos. And no matter what happened, you paused it, they kept playing YouTube videos in the background on our computers, because the point that they were showing is that, like, even though we were on an encrypted or a secured Wi-Fi, it's not really encrypted secure. Just because there's an encryption key, I'm not going to go too, that's really nerdy, but there's an encryption key that only you have. And if I give that encryption key to you, and you had to authenticate and validate that, and then you send it back to me, and if it matches our phrase, like the secret handshake, hey, how's it going? Yeah. Now you and I just made a connection, and now we're connected. But there are ways that, and the whole point is it's encrypted, is people can infiltrate in live time what that secret handshake is. And there are ways around the secret handshake that even though you and I have just made a connection and now we're talking, someone else could just come in and put their hand on top and start talking to us as well. And you wouldn't even know. So even if Apple secured all their devices to the point where it doesn't go back to their servers, thanks, Apple. I use Cox, you use Spectrum. Who do you have? Who's your internet?
Xfinity.
Xfinity. You have Xfinity. I use Cox. Some people use AT&T or Comcast. Whatever. The point is that those things are open, completely open. When you make a phone call or you're using LTE, that's open. It's all open.
Brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Please click the link in the description below to get $15 off your fresh shave. Brought to you by Nebula, the #1 streaming platform that... Okay, it appears that we don't have a sponsor for this episode. In any case, go ahead and click subscribe and possibly tweet me at Nicky and Sweeney and let me know you're watching this. Otherwise, these overlords are going to get me.